Hi everyone, I'm Bhavna and welcome to my channel. I have studied for years. I have finished my schooling, finished my college, and now for almost like 2 years I'm in corporate. And I have realized a very uncomfortable truth that I never truly learned. I never truly learned. Growing up, for me, learning meant marks. In school, it was to score 95%. In college, it was to score marks to finish the degree. And in all those process, curiosity took a backseat because curiosity was never rewarded. Memorization was rewarded, and even the correctness was rewarded. That how good you are at answering questions that you memorized. For me, science was not about understanding the world around me, but it was about remembering formulas and passing an exam. History was not about learning about different cultures, traditions, and stories, but it was about learning dates and names at when and where did the war happen. English was not about learning about literature of different parts of the world, but it was more about memorizing the exact two words which your teacher wants you to write in the exam. So, somewhere I was wired that learning was not fun, not joy. It was something to memorize, something to score marks. I adapted to the system so perfectly that I studied to score marks, I studied to clear exams, I studied to get a degree, I studied to get a job. And now that I have a job, I'm left with a question: what did I actually learn? Because my learning was never about being curious that how does the human mind work? How do machines function? How does the government run? And why do things happen the way they do? This is not because that I could never develop curiosity. It was because I was trained to do this way. This education system taught me how to answer the questions, but it never taught me how to question and how to embrace curiosity. It always rewarded marks, but I would not remember any instance where it rewarded curiosity. I got validated for my marks in school, and that was enough. And now I realize that real learning does not come from memorization. It comes from curiosity. It comes from exploring different things. It comes from making mistakes and enjoying the process. So, at this stage of my life, I am trying to relearn how to learn. Not for the exams, not for the certificates, not for any other external validation, but just for the sake of understanding. I'm buying books from different domains, books whose names I memorized in GK just to write an exam. Now I'm actually reading them. And for the first time, I'm not pressurizing myself to remember anything, to memorize anything. I am just only reading for the sake of understanding. As of now, it's just a beginning, but I'm yet to read all these books. I have bought Origin of Species by Charles Darwin. I have bought one book on neuroscience. I have bought one book on cosmos to know about the universe. I have bought the autobiography of Mahatma Gandhi, the story of my experiments with the truth. I memorized the name of this book in GK, and now I have bought it. I have started reading it, and it is fun. It's fun to know that Mahatma Gandhi was such an honest person. It is fascinating. So, yes, with this, I am reading just for the sake of understanding. And to everybody who also can relate with my point of view that you have studied for years but have never learned anything. So, I think you can start now because learning does not end after school or college. For me, I think it is just the beginning, and I am quietly enjoying it. I'll meet you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.